going to be teaching you how to create a Google Forms quiz. Once you're logged into Google, you can press the box of boxes at the top right-hand screen where it says Google Apps. You click on More, and there's this purple sheet here that is called Forms. When you get to the main screen, there are different options that are already put together as far as like a skeleton where you can put in your own information. You could choose those, or you can choose a blank one like I'm going to show you here. So once you get to this main screen, this is where you are going to create your quiz. So there are many different options as far as types of questions that you can provide for your students. So first things first, you would give your quiz a title. Once you give your quiz a title, I would also suggest that up here you can click it and it would actually match the title for your quiz. But this is just the name that you want to give your quiz so that it saves it into your Google Drive and you can easily access it later. Once you give it a name, then here where it says an untitled question, you would click that. And now you can edit the question. So let's say I ask a question such as, so asking something as simple as like, when was the movie Bambi created? At this point then, you can decide whether or not you would like to create, have the question be multiple choice. They have short answer paragraph, checkbox is a drop-down menu. You can upload files, different types of scales and grids that you can choose from as well. For this one, I'm just going to say I decide to put in as a short answer, for example. So I would just click on short answer. Then to add another question, you would press this symbol here, like this, and another section would pop up. And then you can put in another question. So let's say I wanted to create a multiple choice question. Okay, so here it says multiple choice. So to create a multiple choice question, then where it says option 1, I click that, and now I can edit it. And if I want to add more options, now where it says add options, I click and I can edit it. And you can continue clicking and it will show you that you can add another option if you would like. If you are finished at that point, you could just click to the side and it'll stop there. Or you can continue to add questions if you would like to extend your quiz. There are different options as well as far as adding titles. You can also add pictures to your questions by clicking on this button. You can add a video from YouTube by clicking this button, or just to section off different parts of your quiz if you wanted to, let's say, make part of your quiz multiple choice and another part of your quiz short answer or extended response. I would also suggest pressing the required button so that students are aware that they have to answer that question. And then after you finish writing the questions for your quiz, up here on the right-hand side, there are other options as well for editing your quiz. If you'd like to change the color or the background of your quiz, you can choose the color palette. You can choose another color. So for example, if I wanted it to be a different colored purple, or you can even put a picture as a background just by pressing the image button. So let's say I just wanted to do the strings, and it would change it into that theme, just to personalize your quiz a little more. If you wanted to see what your quiz would look like to a student, you can click on the little eyeball and it will give you a preview of the quiz, like so. And then just to go back, you can click on the editing button. Then you can also go to settings, and in settings there are other options as far as what you would like done when each person takes the quiz. So if you, let's say, don't want people to take it more than one time, you can limit that. You can also collect email addresses so that you're aware of who has taken your quiz. As far as presentation, there are a few different options as well. Like you can show your students the progress bar as far as how many questions they've done so far and how many they have left. Shuffling the question order where questions are not in the same order for every student. And then this button is whether or not you would like to make it into a quiz. Once you click the button to make it into a quiz, you have new options. You can also release a grade to your students immediately, or you can release it later, depending on what types of questions that you gave to your students. So if you're giving all multiple choice, it could be easy to just give them an immediate grade. But if it does have paragraph or short answer questions in it, you may want to choose the button that says later for manual review, because the Google Forms program will not be grading your short or extended response answers. So I'm going to click that I want this to be a quiz, and I'm going to put for later after manual review because I do have a short answer. And then I can click on save. And if you do want to put point values onto your questions, when you click on the questions that can have point values, it's really just the multiple choice. You'll see here it says answer key. When you click on answer key, it'll ask you to choose the correct answer. So for what color are Mickey's shoes? They are yellow. So I would click yellow. Okay, and then it also asks for a point value. So it's 2 questions. I want to make it 50-50, so I put 50 points, like so. After you find that your quiz is ready to go, then you would click the send button. And again, it has all different options as far as who you are going to send it to, the subject, when it does send it to someone's email. Even if your students don't have email addresses, that's really great as well, because you can still just press this little button here that looks like a paperclip, and that will give you a link. You can even shorten the link to make it a little bit easier to look at. Then you would click on the copy, and then you could just drop the link into your Google Classroom or your Google site or wherever it makes it easy for your students to access, because not every student has an email address. And that is how you make a Google form.